Hello, Uglies. Today I am recapping the latest episode of Dragula Titans Season 2, Return to the Nosferatu Beach Party. And wow, this episode was intense. Give them an Emmy. There's so much to say, so without further ado, let's get into it. The monsters walk back into the lab after Jade's extermination, and Jaharia says everybody hates Dahlia at this point. Even Eva, her only friend, says she's removing herself from this narrative. Zava apologizes for her behavior in the cauldron, especially toward JK winning. Cynthia probes the cheating comment from the last episode and Zava explodes like the monster I remember her from in season 4. She starts to bring in the elusive man that she says JK took from her, to which JK says leave him out of it. And just when we think it can't get any more heated, Zava screams at JK, telling him to shut up, saying he will look ridiculous if he keeps speaking further. She then storms out saying, "Call my mum because I'm done." Whoa. Cynthia finds her outside hugging a tree. So the story is that Zava was with someone that was quite toxic and addicted to her. In her opinion, when she let them go, they went for JK, knowing it would hurt Zava to do so. But this is different to the story we get from JK later on. Zava does return to the lab, but before she can speak, the bullies appear on screen. They announce that this week will be the return to the Nosferatu Beach Party from Season 4. The Titans must create and conceptualize a vampiric beach look, as well as choreograph a lip-sync performance to their song Nosferatu Beach Party. One of my faves. So this week's Fright Feat is the return of the vampiric dinner, also from Season 4. They referenced my favorite season so many times in this episode. They will need to consume a whole bulb of garlic and wash it down with a glass of pig's blood. Whoever finishes it first will receive a magic shield spell. They can use it to save themselves from being exterminated or save someone else from being put up for extermination. JK rightly points out that the Boulets said extermination, not ghostly gallows. Vanda delivers their meals, and I was thinking, poor Zava and Sigourney having to do this again. And speaking of Zava, she nearly choked. I couldn't watch this entire part. I have such a phobia of vomiting, and this was disgusting. JK ends up winning, which is not surprising. After all, JK won the garbage smoothie fright feat on Season 5. So as well as gaining the magic shield ability, JK also gets to assign the teams. The first trio is Dahlia, Sigourney, and Abora. The second trio is Disasterina, Jaharia, and Zava. And the last trio is Eva, Priscilla, and Cynthia. This leaves JK and Blackberry in their own duo. Okay, so we return to the JK Zava drama, where even production intervenes and says they are telling two different stories. JK rightfully and admirably says that he's not bringing his boyfriend into this. They didn't sign a contract, therefore they should be left out of it. But Zava says she has one question to ask JK. Was JK texting her ex-boyfriend when they were still in the relationship? JK says they were texting, but that's because they were friends, and that nobody stole anybody's man. Zava ruined that relationship on her own. And I'd love to know where you guys stand on this. Who do you think is telling the truth? So on the main stage this evening, we have the Boulets looking very vampiric. We also have extra special guest judges, Bonnie Aarons and Akela Cooper. So it's time for the Nosferatu Beach Party, and I gave my top 2 to Eva Destruction for the look. It was easily the most elevated of them all. In terms of performance, I believe Blackberry and JK were the best. They were the most coordinated and had the best chemistry. In the Bullies' deliberations, they say Dahlia is being rude and unprofessional. They didn't like either of her looks, saying they were too crafty. They say Jaharia has the worst Nosferatu Beach Party look they've ever seen. They loved Disasterina's campy look and performance. She did very well this week. They also said Sigourney's look was simple, but she made it work. They were confused by Cynthia, but it's obvious she was referencing her alien hooker look from Season 5, and I absolutely love this. So it's time for the judges' deliberations, and they are told they will be judged individually, not in teams. But before they can begin, JK needs to use their magic shield ability. They decide to save themselves because of their outfit. They said if they had felt more confident in their outfit, they would have saved Jaharia. Sigourney, Disasterina, and Cynthia are made safe, meaning the rest are the tops and bottoms. Zava is up first. She is told that she committed to her character, but they do wish her nude illusion read more beach. Jaharia is read down for her terrible look. She said she listened to the wrong friend who said this outfit would be a great idea. Eva is told her outfit was immaculate and the lip sync even better. I keep telling you, she's not playing this season. Priscilla is told that they can see the corset at the bottom of her tights, but they loved the Elvis of it all, and the use of her cigarette prop. Dahlia's told her costume was falling apart. Like the Monsters of Rock challenge, she was sometimes there and sometimes fading into the background. Abora's told that she had a very fashionable silhouette, but they were disappointed she didn't get to the wig reveal. Blackberry's told she had incredible stage presence. The bright red held everyone's attention. She really stuck to the prompt. And sure enough, Blackberry takes the win. Yes, my queen. This leaves Zava, Abora, Dahlia, and Jaharia in the bottom. They must participate in this week's extermination, the vampiric picnic. Why do they have to eat more gross stuff? Whoever consumes their meal first has a chance of survival. Before we head to the cauldron, Jaharia is devastated by her critiques. Swan comes backstage giving her words of encouragement. She pulls it together and enters the cauldron. So in the cauldron, JK says they do not like Zava, and Zava says that JK triggers her because they see the Zava from the past and she has changed. There is hope for a future reconciliation. Zava tells Abora that she keeps bringing the same stuff, which is not true. Priscilla says to Zava, if you're going to make claims like that, you better have the drag to back it up. Priscilla also tells Dahlia that she should go home and she's done with their friendship. She asks the room to put up their hands if they have been personally victimized by Dahlia Black, and they all do. She then reveals that production threatened a wellness check on her, which she doesn't realize they can hear her through her mic. And we get a scene of production and the Boulets shutting this down, saying Dahlia wasn't being truthful. She had revealed that she was mentally unwell and they were just concerned for her. She apologizes, realizing that she has stuffed up big time. At the vampiric picnic, the Titans devour blood and guts, and it's hard to watch. And Abora, bless them, eats some things that they shouldn't. And so the hospital warning from the beginning of the episode comes full circle, because Abora was taken to the ER for ingesting things that weren't ingestible. They are forced to vomit up what they ate, and thank you for the sound effects, loved hearing that. And we don't know who went home from there. I think it's metal as hell that Abora ate what she wasn't meant to eat. I feel like she definitely should come back for that. But I do think they're going to get rid of Dahlia because Dahlia is not liked by anyone now, and she's a bit of a liability when she's misconstruing things that production has said. Before we can wrap up, it's time for the Hellbound Showdown, Loris vs. Jade. I liked both of their looks, but I do think Jade gave a better performance. She actually knew the words this time, and she looked hot. And so Jade gets to move on to the next round, and Loris is officially exterminated. And this does mean that both Season 1 Titans were eliminated back-to-back. Great. I guess Jade will face off against whoever is eliminated next. But guys, this was a wild episode. So much happened. I couldn't breathe. It was non-stop action from start to finish. Let me know what you thought of this wild ride of an episode, and I will see you very soon for another video.